Well, howdy diddly dandy there, chums. It is I, Captain Steve, and today, chums, I'm going to try and predict the future of what the update may bring. We were given a compass emoji. Heck yes, we were. Now, this area on the Nexus feels greatly underutilized. This area over here has red and blue screens and little trunks by it. I'm thinking stick a guild envoy in that little alcove, and it's quite a completed section. Heck yes. And then over here could be where you pick up your actual misiones. So red and blue team, set up your fire teams and go head to head to complete a mission in the quickest time. PvE, player versus player, in a roundabout way, in a roundabout shenanigans anyway. Not sort of in combat or anything, but just trying to get the mission completed before the opposite team. I mean, look, it's got red banners above that one over there, but they could just change one to blue, couldn't they? And yeah, this area here, you know, you've got this little sitting area where you could wait for other teams to arrive. You've got this red sort of platform there. Now, if there was a blue one over the other side, I mean, it looked blue at first, and I got all excited, but then I swapped it around and saw, no, it's actually red. But there we go. It could be a nice little area to wait, and this would all tie in to sort of guilds and sort of, you know, team player versus player, almost like capture the flag type events is what I'm thinking, chums. The first team to come back with the treasure wins. Heck yes, that sort of thing. Or gets a larger reward. You know, I doubt there'd be winners and losers per se, just higher rewards. Okay, another place, chums, that I feel is great. What the fudge are you doing sniffing my armpit? I know you like pheromones and you like sweet smells, but that's just uncalled for. Right, they just don't get the idea of social distancing. Heck no, frickin' gags. Right, so here we go. Over here, on the side of these giant planet archives, are these sort of repositories. And at the moment, we've got this exploration guide, and you can see there it actually has the compass icon. And we've got all this local information register, and this terminal that I'm standing in front of right now is called the Local Information Repository. So I think this exploration guide is going to be linked heavily to the actual archive systems. And considering that it has got the compass icon or emoji already, it kind of makes me think that this could be what they sort of focus on. Maybe we will get better treasure when we pick up the maps from these places. There you go, Local Information Repository, and at the moment we can just pick up the one map from here. But I'm thinking maybe the more things you scan, the better the maps it may offer. You know, it could work quite nicely. So you can see here, chums, that this is the Local Information Repository, and yes, it's a Local Information Register, but at the moment they are not connected or related in any way, shape or form, not really, but I'm hoping the more things that you scan on here could offer up a better reward at this sort of repository, because at the moment you can just pick up one map and it may point out a treasure location at a relic site, but that treasure isn't any more valuable, really, than the treasures that we get currently. Now this little chap over here is a guild envoy, and guilds have not really been implemented into No Man's Sky, not properly invested into it anyway. I mean, it would be cool to have your own private lobbies and to run different fire teams and things, because at the moment people can hog the missions as well from the Quicksilver. Now Sean Murray has said that he wants to bring in other ways of making Quicksilver. Now looking at this guild envoy and looking at this little spinning sign outside of the guild envoy, you do have a red and blue line that sort of has got a little pulse, and you've got some nice little icons over to the side of it. There you go, but there's not much of a hint of red and blue. I mean, there is a subtle one, but there we go. So I'm wondering whether running these sort of missions and having sort of guilds might reward you better than what we currently have now. And then over here we've got another little guy. Now at the moment this is just a technology merchant, but I'm wondering whether this might become guild related as well. At least that's what I'm hoping. So perhaps the amount of guild points you get from upping your faction rating, maybe they could offer some better things in here. You know, like the incinerator module for your multi-tool, for example. Rather than just being able to get it at a station, maybe it becomes a guild reward. Heck yes, that'd be freaking nice, wouldn't it? Yes, and not just given away or just bought with nanites and units. Heck no. So yeah, that could work quite nicely, I think, chums. And yeah, I mean, a lot of this stuff has been beautifully animated. It's like these where you can turn in treasures. After you turn in a treasure, it sort of locks itself out and you can't use it again. I'd like to see a daily reset brought to that and a lot more treasure hunting going on and other shenanigans when it comes to exploration. Heck yeah, so there you go, chums. I'm going to show you guys how to find one of these archives. So here we go. Step 1 is find yourself an area of space that you quite like the look of. Now, I'm after something that isn't a 3-star. 3-stars you normally find have got lots of storms. So I'm going to go for mid-range. I'm going to go for a 2-star. And you know what? I'm going to find one that's got a compass as its marker. There we go. Little pocket watchy type compass looking thing. We're going to go there. Awesome. Those ones that have those icons also sell star silk. So yeah, I've done a video on how to make spinning chairs. I put a link in the top right hand corner to that video if you want to go and watch that and spin some chairs. Heck yes, who doesn't want to spin chairs? Next step, I want to go over to the station. And you'll see here when you come into a new system, it does show the compass icon. And it does sort of encourage you to explore that system. So all of this could make sense. I'm just looking at where we currently see the actual sort of, the whole compass thing and trying to join dots together. And that's what I think they're going to strengthen. I think all this sort of stuff is going to make a lot more sense in this new update, is what I'm thinking, chums. I did do a video the other day that showed, all sorts of stuff that I'd love to see. But anyway, step 1 of finding your archive is you need some navigational data. So you need to pick up your navigational data. You can find it in orange cubes like that one, little flat hockey puck looking discs, and blue cubes. And yeah, over here we've got ourselves a cartographer, and he looks very much in keeping to the actual guild envoy that's right next door. But this all ties into those screens that we saw down on the archive. So I think the archive and the stations are going to have a better relationship between the two. I'm wondering whether, you might even be able to come up here and get a map that takes you straight to the archive rather than having to pick up this one here. So I'm trading my navigational data for these maps. I'm going to grab 12 of these maps to increase my chances of finding myself a colossal archive. Heck yes, chums. So there we go. I got that locked in. I've got myself 12 of them. But yeah, here we go. Here's the Guild Envoy right next door. And the Guild Envoy coloration, it's all sort of very orange and green. I'm wondering whether they might recolor these, make them a bit more red and blue, and tie them into what's going up on the Nexus in that, that hollowed out sort of alcove that I showed earlier, where there's no vendors, and tie all this together. That's what I think is going to be in this update. That's what my gut is telling me. So yeah, I did do a video on all the wonderful, lovely stuff I would love to see. I'll put a video link in the top right hand corner to that video so you can see my big wish list. But I think keeping it grounded and in the realms of reality, this is more likely to be the case. So I found myself a flourishing planet in this system. And what a beautiful planet it is. Oh, look at the sky. I'm loving the turquoise versus the orange. This is beautiful. What a lovely, wonderful place this is. What an awesome fudging heck. What just frickin' bit me? The ground bit me. Did you see that, chums? You frick. It bit me again. And I have no idea how, because it's a frickin' half-mile away. You git. Take this, you frickin' git. Right, okay, after you've made the planet wondrous and lovely, and you're quite happy with it, yeah, what you want to do is find those maps. Where the fudge are my maps? I need better inventory sort of management. Oh, there they are. I've got loads. I've got 29 of them. Here we go, let's scan. As you can see here, I didn't have much luck on my first, second, third, or fourth or fifth scan. In fact, it said nothing found once or twice, but I just pressed on and ignored that. And eventually, chums, persistence proved prosperous. Heck yes! I've got myself a planetary archive. Howdy diddly dandy. Frickin' awesome. So I'm now going to lock that in. So here we go. Let's scan that. Let's mark that. Marked-icated. Awesome. I'm going to get in my ship and I'm going to fly my shippity-ship over there. I will see you when I reach that location. What the fudge is that creature? It looked like a carrier bag caught in the wind. Heck yes, American Beauty type style. And now I'm going to take on off and fly on over. I will see you when I get there. I have arrived in style. I am going to touch my ship down on this landing pad. Jump out of my ship and that is a colossal archive banked. Lovely and jubbly. So I now have 3 of these discovered, 1 for each of the races, Gek, Korvax and Viking. Heck yes, so there we go, that's how you can find yours. I would suggest perhaps doing this as prep work just in case something kicks off at these archives, because that's where I think it's most probable. Now this is my little base sort of instruction, so I've built there a 4x4 sort of floor panel, and I've left the centerpiece missing. I'm going to put my mech here, chums. Yeah, so there we go, let's place my mech there. Actually, is that facing the wrong way? I want it to be going the way away from the archive. I need to spin my camera. No, yeah, I've put it in the wrong face. I want to face it this way. I got my camera around the wrong way when I'm doing a freaking tutorial. Okay, well, let's delete that and let's just put it back in. There we go. I want it to be facing this way. So that's forward facing, I think now, chums. So that'll be facing the door. Fantastic. It might take you a few times, but yeah, the panels, the screens are over to the left side. Well, the right side, whatever side. There we go. I think that's actually facing the correct way now, chums. Let's just call it in. Let's see if it does face the right way. So I want it to face out this way, and it is. Fantastic. Brilliant. So that's your first step that you need to do, chums. Now I'm going to make it 2 walls high and then put like a slanted roof, followed by some power doors, followed by some mini panels at the top, and then followed by some more power doors. But I'll show you in a second, chums. So here we go. This is it finished. So there we go. You can see there what I was saying before. So I've got the 2 panels high, slopey roof, power doors, then little mini floor panels, the half floor panels, followed by 4 more power doors. So they sort of converge. And I've made it so when they're open, the panels make a little roof at the top there, chums. And then I've linked that up to like a door switch that I can sort of open up the roof, but at the moment it's closed. So I just banged my head on the ceiling. But yeah, it looks like I might be able to fly straight out of that chimney that I've made above me. Heck yes. I should have really done that in another mode. And I can clear the door space as well. So I can walk my Exomech out the front, or I can fly it through the ceiling. Awesome. I need to just now get... Yeah, I've just called it in. It just came through that sort of ceiling panel. But I want that panel to open. I'm going to link it to a switch. And then hopefully we'll be able to fly out through the roof. This is going to be freaking ace. Heck yes. So here we go, chums. I am back. Let's put the sun in the sky. And as you can see here, I've kitted this all out. I've put in my switch and all sorts of stuff so I can make the actual roof open and close, which I'll show you in a second because it's freaking lovely. So here we go. I've got all my little vendors in here as well so I can set out on daily missions and stuff. And this is in the NMSA hub. This is in the 905. So this might be my little area that I go exploring if we do get an exploring update. And if the archives become active, I'm in the right place at the right time. And I'm all set to frickin' rock and roll. Right, what I might do is recolor this. I mean, I've got all my power sorted. I've got a single battery there. I don't need much power, just for the switch and also from my teleporter. That's all I really need the power for. Oh, and all the planters as well. Righto, so here we go. I am back, and I've brought in a couple of other exocrafts. So my favourites are the Colossus, because it's got loads of storage space. And I love the little Nomad, because it can scoot across the water and stuff. So I love that. And yeah, I'm really liking the fact that it's in front of this giant archive, which almost looks quite robotic in itself. And then I've got my Exomech inside. This is freaking awesome. Now, I must say, chums, this idea was not my idea. This idea comes from No Man's Coop. Yeah, there we go. I've put his name on the screen in large. And you know what? I'm also going to put a link to his video that inspired this build up in the top right-hand corner now. Please go and hit him up. He's got his own channel. And hit a subscribe if you make a base like this as well. If this helped you out, he deserves full credit, not me. Heck no. This idea is nicked straight from No Man's Coop. He actually sent me this sort of video on Twitter, and I think he wanted me to get it out to the verse. He's actually built this base in the NMSA hub, near to my Exasundo giveaway base, so he's actually my neighbour as well. I've got an awesome base builder as a neighbour, people. Now let's test it. Let's fly on out through the roof and see if this works. We have a liftoff. Let's go. Kaboom! And there we are. And that is freaking awesome. That is so cool. It's like Thunderbirds are freaking go, and it all opens up. I love that. I didn't even have to put the doors at the front of the building. I could just exit through the roof like that. That is so awesome. People wouldn't even know it's there. It's freaking cool. I love this idea. And if you do too, yeah, hit it up, hit a like. Goodbye, goodbye, and goodbye again. I want to say a massive, great big thank you for watching. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And thank you to my backers over on Patreon and on YouTube membership. If you do want to support this channel, you could just not skip my adverts. That throws revenue down my avenue. Or stay with Captain Steve a little bit longer and hit something on this screen. Heck yes, and there's also merch on this screen now. Awesome!